All right, these are your notes for today. These are your notes for today for functions. So a function is a special relation in which each member of the domain is paired with exactly one member in the range. And then this is an example of what a function would look like. And you read this as the function of x, or you can read it as f of x equals, and then this would be 15 times x. It's important that you know that the left side of this equation is called the range, the output, and the dependent variable. It's listed as all three of these things, which means on the right side, it's going to be the opposite of those things, the input, the domain, and the independent variable. As we move forward, you're going to hear these things, so it's important that you know which side we are talking about. To find the function of x, you're going to substitute the number for the variable input. See, input, meaning right here. So if I give you, find the function of -3 if f of x equals 2x plus 1. If I gave you this problem right here, the way that you would solve it is you would put -3 in place of the x's. It's very important that you remember, this is not 2 and then a multiplication sign. This is 2 times x. We're using x as a variable now. We don't use x for multiplication anymore. Therefore, when you write it, you need to make sure it's in parentheses. So you know that this is 2 times -3 and not 2 minus 3. So I filled in the -3 in place of the x, and I ended up, you don't do anything on the left, and I ended up on the right with -6 plus 1. So the function of -3 is going to be equal to -5, because -6 plus 1 gives me -5. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to, catch up with your notes, and then press play when you're ready for the next page. So here is your next page of notes. So this example is find the function of 2 if f of x is equal to -x plus 5. So again, I'm going to plug 2 in to x in these equations. So I don't do anything on this side but put that 2. And on this side, I now have a -2 plus 5, which gives me an answer of 3. For this one, find the function of -3 if the function of x equals 4 minus 3 times x. So I've got, again, 3 times x. So you need parentheses. This is not 3 minus 3. So I've got 4, and then -3 times -3 gives me a +9. So 4 plus 9 gives me 13. You can see for the u-tries right here, if we have the function of x equals 2 times x plus 3, what we get when we do -2 and what we get when we do 10. Make sure that you finish copying these notes, push pause if you need to, and then push play when you're ready for the assignment.